Hello, I'm Brian Barrett, and welcome to Time Management Skills for Middle School Students using multiple representation to achieve this goal of supporting students or showing them, helping them how to learn. With every course, we have objectives and learning outcomes, and these are the three we have selected for this course as a support for students: recalling, describing, and analyzing, with all the idea of helping them to uh, understand themselves so they can do better with their managing their time. So there's a pre-evaluation, which is worth 5 points. Um, there are 5 questions that the student must answer to get an idea of what they know before we get into time management and what it is and how it helps, and give them a glimpse of their own selves, and as well as the teacher to can be more personalize their academic support when they have a better idea of who they're working with and what their ideas are about time management. This next slide was just to convince students that, hey, on the left side, if you study, then you'll have more of your own free time. So this slide is basically part of the multi-representations uh, of a visual of doing what's necessary so that you can do what's fun. We then go into some strategies about how to better your time and completing your task. So we have strategy number 1, and then we have strategy number 2. Now, some students may have never seen this before, so the strategies are a type of support to help them when they come across, they have free time, they have time to think about what needs to be done. There's a strategy you can think of, and this will be a big support to them. We next have a writing prompt about uh, could you accomplish more if you were had time limits and you weren't always on your electronic devices. And so it's kind of a prompt to get them talking about, hey, maybe I am spending too much time on an idea or my devices, or maybe I can get some things done as far as better organization and time management. So I have strategies 3 and strategies 4 to help them go a little bit higher. There's a technique that the students will be introduced to in strategy 3. And then strategy 4 is basically how to use this technique to help break down their task and to complete some of their goals. This technique also has a timer that's involved. And this Pomodoro timer helps students to stay on task for about 25 minutes. As we can see here, we're not going to go the whole 25 minutes, but basically it's on your computer or your screen, and it just kind of counts down to 0, and you can actually look back and forth or just kind of have it up on your screen while you're working. And when it gets to the 0 point, then it's when you take a break. So you're just sitting there, you're writing, you're not really thinking about it. And this is how you can do a concentrated effort for 25 minutes. Now it is set to 25 minutes, but of course we're working with middle school students. It can also go down to about 15 minutes and a 5-minute break. Or if they're more into it, it could be 20 minutes and a 5-minute break. So we're going to stop it at 24 here and then go to the break, which is about 5 minutes. And then after that, the timer will again start back up at 25. That way the students can always going to be on task and accomplish more work within chunks of time. We're also not going to go all the way down to 5 minutes, but it's an example of how to use this function as a support for students in time management. And a big part of this is how to use the timer or using it for tasks. And this basically is half of the score for the entire course, because for time management, this is where we actually want students to use and be able to create a habit of using it. So they have 5 tasks to complete. There we go into priorities. And teaching middle school students about priorities is really important. Sometimes they're done at home, sometimes they're not. But there's the small things that do make a difference about the responsibilities they have at home, and how to eat nutritiously and sleep, of course. And that also means putting down your devices. So they might not have been aware of this. And this is another strategy for support for students about managing the priorities, which we then have a prompt about list 5 priorities to consider necessary from school or at home, just to get them thinking about, wow, maybe there's something out of balance or something I need to put in perspective for better understanding or better priority, like which comes first. We didn't have another prompt about distractions. So list some distractions that have caused you to miss or forget some of your assignments. And another prompt is just to help them to be aware of, hey, there are some things that I'm missing here, and maybe I could get more done if I wasn't distracted. So it's all designed to get the learner thinking and writing down their thoughts and ideas. Speaking of thinking, from there, we want the students to start thinking ahead of time. About managing your time is thinking ahead of time, and kind of give an example about, waking up, having your stuff already ready instead of going out the house and grabbing a bag of chips. And the most difficult part of time management is being consistent, and everything that goes around with being consistent, all the distractions and all the other things that we talked about before time in this module uh, can hinder being consistent. But the thought that, hey, this needs to be done, it's always a work in progress. From there, we have a writing prompt asking the student to name some chores where they could be more consistent. They have classroom subjects. And then even throughout the lesson, to bring something of that back, what are some things in the lesson that they could be more consistent using the time management skills? From there, we have a post-evaluation. And the post-evaluation is important because we want to know what exactly did you get out of the module. And then we ask them about what advice they would give. Do you feel that the information in the course was helpful? We talk about the strategies you might implement. And is there any other questions? Because it might have spurred some questions about time management that they would like to know about. And if that's the case, then the teacher then has some strategies or some information that they can work with that they previously didn't know about the student, that therefore they can personalize their lessons um, due to a better understanding of each student and how they feel or what they might be going through, even in their own homes. So we have our references, and we want to thank everyone for using this course. And as a bonus, we have a poll so you can see what the other students are saying as a support. It's a peer support. And we also have music for you that you can play while you're actually studying, if that's helpful. Some people can use music, nice calm music, to study. Thank you.